Hey, 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 this is your recap Aunty. Hey, y'all. Hey, this is Shar. Welcome to my channel, baby. Welcome, 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 darlings. Hey, hopefully, y'all are doing well. We are here to recap episode number 4, season number 3 on Reasonable Doubt. Love this show. Can't wait to see how it ends. Yeah, I'm ready to just get it and see what's gonna pop off. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on with this crazy ass Ozzy boy, find out about his past, and see what else we can find out about, Jackson and the rest of the crew. All right? All right, let's go ahead and get this party started. And we're gonna start this countdown and this recap at 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we open up the episode with Jackson Daniel showing up at damn Ozzy's house, like early in the morning. Daniel was like, is this okay? Because we didn't tell them that we were coming by. She said, that's the fucking point. So she gets there, knocks on the fucking door, and it's Kristen, the sister, answers the door. Jax, hi. So Kristen was like, Ozzy is actually asleep. And Jax was like, fuck that. We're here to talk to you. Step outside so we could ask you some fucking questions. So Jax was like, we're trying to wrap our mind around the Ozzy's brain the night of the murder about his drug use and shit. Do you know how the fuck he got them drugs, girl? I don't know. I mean, he was clean. Kristen says, I don't know. Stop lying, girl. I mean, Jax was like, "Well, he ain't had no hidden stash and no shit like that." Well, I mean, Wendy and I never saw eye to eye, but she did help him stay clean, Kristen said. She found some Coca-Cola. Y'all cut that in half. In a shoebox one time, and that bitch just lost it. She lost her shit because she cussed him the fuck out. And she was like, after that time Wendy cussed his ass out, he would never have any, DRUGSs in the house after that. She was like, whatever, bitch, except for the night that, Daniel and everybody was here and he was back on that shit. So yeah. And the night that he overdosed. And so she was like, okay, yeah. Kristen says, I gave him the drug. That night I gave it to him only because he was been living in this fucking legal shitstorm. Other than that, bitch, I didn't give him nothing, especially that night that Wendy was killed. So Jax is like, all right, I believe your ass, she said, but I'm letting you know that jury selection is coming up. And if we could find somebody that could help him with his alibi, then we cool. Maybe Byron. Damn, she throwing Byron under the bus. Who's Byron, girl? He was Ozzy's main supplier back years and years ago. So Jax was like, well, how can we locate Byron? Byron. So we find out that him and Ozzy was boys, real close and everything until Ozzy decided to get sober. So Kristen tells Jax, she might have an old number, and if that's too much, then she'll try to do her best to try to get that shit. So yeah. So she leaves. She's go back into the house, and so Jax tells Daniel like, follow up on that damn lead that she's talking about, because that bitch is lying about something, and I don't know what the fuck it is, but she lying. Jax is like, and you've been spending time with her, right? So he started blubbering at the fucking, yeah, I'm here. I mean, she's here while I'm here. I mean, we've been spending a little time together, but not much. But okay, so we hear the voice on the radio. That sounds like Jess Hilarious voice. If she's got that gig, good for you, Jess. You've been a little problematic lately, but good for you. Anyway, she talks about the jury selection is going to come out soon. She never been this locked on the case since the case of OJ. So yeah. Child, we hearing this radio personality's voice in Bill's car, and Bill is sitting outside his, I guess that's his estranged ex-wife's house. The girl that he was hollering with the other night. He's sitting outside. It's like early fucking morning. So she comes outside, to water her grass and her flowers and shit. So he runs up her driveway with this dozen of flowers. She was like, Bill, what the fuck is this? Oh, she wasn't doing flowers. It looked like she had like some type of DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart type of delivery on her front porch. So as soon as she opened the door and come outside with her robe and shit, he come running up the damn um driveway with them damn flowers looking all crazy and shit. Got something for you, he says. Petunia's your favorite. She said, honey, peonies are my favorite. He was like, didn't I just say that? She's like, no, you didn't say that shit. I mean, she said, that shit don't matter. I thought that we agreed that we would give each other space, all right? You still don't seem to fucking get it. He was like, I know, but happy anniversary. She said, nigga, that was yesterday. He says, right. But look, I'm just trying to prove to you that I'm learning, okay, baby? Bill, she said, Bill, just stop. Okay, okay, okay. Hey, listen, okay, listen. Have you heard about the Ozzy Edwards case? She was like, of course, it's everywhere. Look, I'm second chair. And if I go through with it and we win and everything, I'm going to finally make partner, babe. She said, congratulations. I'm glad to hear that the relationship that you chose is finally working out for your ass. So it sounds like to me he has that relationship like how Jax did with Lewis the first season, how she really gave a lot of her time, energy, space, love, heart, plus all of this to her work more than she did her marriage. Sounds like he's did the same because he is like inching and fiending to be partner of this firm. So we found out that jury selection starts on Monday. He has the kids, so he's asking can he drop the kids off a little earlier than normal. So she's like, okay, oh, so those flowers are not just for our anniversary. It's about you, your hidden agenda, that your time is way more fucking important than mine. That sounds so familiar. So we find out, that she's upset with him just a little bit. She told him, no, you cannot drop them off early. Now I got to finish a brief. I guess she's a lawyer too, before she has to tuck in their three kids by herself because of the choices that he fucking made. He was like, you don't have to be by yourself. That was your choice, not me. Kendra was like, honey, I was alone long before you left, baby. Trust. He was like, oh, come on, baby. Kendra. Her name is Kendra. Happy anniversary, Bill. And so she goes back to the house and leaves him there standing on in the front with the flowers in his hand. Oh, and he walks away so sad. It's okay, Bill. I feel like if you talk with Jax and she tells you about the bullshit her and Lewis went through, yeah, you'll be okay. All right, so we with Lewis, he works in computers. And so he got a text from, I guess his supervisor says, urgent, wrong code. Our producers received the wrong code for Ghetto Superstar. We all need deliverables ASAP. So a couple seasons ago, I forgot to mention that Lewis was interviewing like a guy to join their team. Young guy with locks, light skin, pretty cute. And so he put in the wrong code because he asked him to come in there. So it's like, so, see, what's going on, nigga? We just got out word that the code for Ghetto Superstar was wrong. So what the fuck's going on? So I never actually learned to properly code C++, and I tried to learn that shit because I'm really tech. I like tech, but that coding shit. Mm-mm. I mean, it's easier now that you can just do it in Chat GPT because they got the features now. But when I tried to learn that shit, I was like, fuck that. So he closes the door so that nobody can hear the conversation between him and Lewis. He said, I thought because I had a strong handle on C sharp, I didn't really think that I needed to know, how to properly code the C++. Then he tries to justify it. Well, C++ has proven to be a little bit more complicated. Lewis was like, look, nigga, I appreciate your honesty, but look, Sam's like, look, I mean, I have a friend that's teaching me C++ now. So he was like, look, and I swear I'm doing everything I can to learn that shit. It's just taking me a little longer than I thought. And as black men, as brothers, as bros, we don't never really get a chance like that. You know what I'm saying, bro? Huh? So Lewis was like, look, I can only cover you but so much. He said, but your ass is gonna have to work weekends, overtime, unpaid, as much as you can to catch up real fucking fast. Oh, yeah, 100%. I got you. I got you. I'm gonna learn that shit. Yeah, yeah. So Daniel. Jax comes into the office and she has her braids down. So Crystal was like, all right, bitch, with braids. Thanks, Crystal. So she tells Brian and Crystal that Daniel and her went to go see Kristen, Ozzy's sister, to find out who might have brought him the drugs the night that Ozzy overdosed, as well as the night of Wendy's murder. So Daniel comes in. So Jax asked him, did you find him? He was like, no, I haven't. He said, but this is so surprising. The drug dealers don't like to necessarily answer phone calls or text messages from unknown numbers. I'm like, shit, you ain't got to be no drug dealer for me not to answer. I ain't none of them, and I do not answer your phone call or your text if I don't know it. Leave a message or text me, and if I don't know you, you still ain't gonna get no response from my. So she comes up with this story that if they can get in touch with Byron can corroborate Ozzy's whereabouts. They were together, they got high. Wendy wandered off to the woods, got offed by some drifter, and that can maybe not connect Ozzy to her death, pretty much. They continue to talk about the drifter. The police won't even try to check that reference. And so they think that there was an attempted robbery at the cabin where Wendy was, took her purse, took her phone, tossed that shit on the 91 freeway. And at that point, it was over. All this was happening while Ozzy was at home getting high as fuck with his boy Byron. So he was nowhere near the incident. So she wants to connect the drug abuse and the crime, because of the fact that they want to try to get sympathy from the jury, saying that he was a child star who experienced some child abuse, and so his actions have been very, very warranted. Although he wouldn't kill her, but still, she needs some type of sympathy from the jury. So after he went through all that sexual abuse and stuff, yeah, he finally found somebody who was connected to him to help him get clean and everything, and he was cool with that. So why in the fuck would he disturb or disrupt that after he lived this whole life of being clean? You know what I'm saying? So now she's DEAD. So he has no possible motive to get rid of somebody who helped him. Crystal was like, well, fuck, you really just convinced my ass. So who else can we look for? So Jax leaves the conference room. So it's just Bill, Daniel, and Crystal. So it's awkward silence. So he was like, Daniel was like, so do you guys have any plans tonight? Crystal's like, shut up. No need to fill the silence. There are people like that who don't like the silence. They have to really like fill it in all the time. So Bill was like, you know what? I just might go see a movie. Not sure. Oh, well, Daniel says, which one? Not sure. Bill says, something violent or something. Daniel was like, weird, because did not think that you was going to say that shit. So Jax comes back with Susan from accounting. She kind of looks like a friend of mine. I have a friend who does a lot of shows, and she looks like a friend of mine that I know. I almost thought that was her. So she's a very quirky, heavy set white woman with a lanyard full of Mickey Mouse buttons and a really flowery skirt. So she said, everybody, this is Susan from accounting. Hey, Susan, what's going on, girl? What do you think about Ozzy Edwards? Jax asked Susan. I really liked him in that show that he was in, Susan says. But after watching him in that horrible video, I don't know. Oh yeah, Jack says. Yeah, that was really tough to watch. But Susan, what if I told you that Ozzy was an addict? How would that make you feel? Jax asked Susan. I wouldn't be surprised, Susan said. I hear Hollywood is full of evils and temptations, Susan said. Real life sharks. That it is, Jack says. But what if I told you that he experienced some abuse? What kind of abuse? Susan said. Sexual, Jack says, and as a child, might I add. You better be a lawyer, Jack. He was also forced to be head of his household at a young age, too. And to cope with that, he turned to drugs. Oh my God, Susan says. Is this true? Well, that would make me understand why he is the way he is. I would pray for him that he can find peace. Jax was like, are you religious, girl? Yes, Episcopalian, she said. My daughter and I go to church every week. If you hear a little break in there, please excuse it. I'm trying to listen and click and be ambidextrous and but I'm trying to squeeze this in, y'all. So forgive me if it sounds a little wonky. I'm gonna try to edit a lot of this stuff out though. Susan, thank you so very much. This has been extremely helpful, Jack says. He had to do her code switch on that beat. So Miss Susan leaves. Bye, Miss Susan. Thank you. So Bill says, so white Bible thumping mothers that watch this TV show a lot? White or black, Jack said. If at first they think that his ass is a monster, that is fine. But we are going to focus on the people or the thought that caused him to turn into this monster. So agreed, Bill says. So if we can introduce the person who caused this abuse to Ozzy, then that might be the cause of another suspect. Yeah. And a possible motive for offing that bitch, Wendy. So Bill is ready to go see Ozzy. So she says, I'm gonna go see him first thing in the morning because she got a damn text from Lewis that he's home and Naima is gone. The window is open. Yeah, he says, about to head home from work. Naima is gone. We have a window. And he put like two eyes. I love their friendship. Lewis and Jax, they are friends. They really are. So I'm thinking that Naima, she didn't sneak out. She must have been home or out with her friends or whatever. So we hear bow, 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 from that song. So she says, I'm home. I mean, and Naima is still going. So they like to play little role plays and stuff in their relationship. So that's Jax and Lewis. She got her little damn bra and a little thong on and her damn garter and stockings, and she just grab her braids and just twerking and shit. Go ahead, Jace. Let me good. I'm throwing this shit, babe. Bow, bow, bow. So she took a selfie of herself and he sent her an audio clip. He's like, yo, I'm about to fucking crash, boo. I'm 90 seconds away. She got my toy, the rose. I got one. Yes, I got a rose. Get sassy. Get it sassy. So he come in, knocking on the door, and he comes in there. He sees her in the middle of, rosing herself. Yeah. He said, damn, you look good. She's like, take off the motherfucking clothes, nigga. Ain't nobody got time to be talking, nigga. Take them off, dick. He says he let them hold that ass up the toe. Be sassy. So they done. So Jax is like, do you think that we're gonna be able to be doing this shit once the kids go to college? I mean, he was like, it ain't that far away. And fuck, we ain't that old, baby. These grays are becoming more ubiquitous by the weeks, Jack says. So I'm gonna listen to what they're gonna talk about. I'm not gonna go line by line, but that was cute. Ooh, he says, I love that you know how to use SAT words and still know how to write a D. Does that make me an anomaly? Insatiable, all of these SAT words, lascivious. He was like, fuck, we can try this shit again. How much time we got? Not enough for questions, bitch. And then we hear Naima comes in like, damn, I'm glad I got an empty nest. It wasn't always like that. It was rough, boy, in the beginning, especially during the pandemic, because one child was still home trying to transition to another city. And I was like, when you can really win. So she comes home, and so Jax and Lewis comes out the bedroom, and Jax is like, hey, baby girl, you excited about Spence gonna be home? And she walks right past them and go to her room and slams the door and locks it. She don't know that Spence got his damn, knob taken off for locking the fucking door. These kids are some mother. So they was banging on the door. Naima, every second this fucking door is locked, it's gonna be another day added to your fucking punishment. So Jax was counting to 3, baby. So she opened the door. So Jack's like, what the hell is wrong with you? And you sure damn don't slam no doors in this fucking house. And it sure as hell ain't okay for you to ignore our asses. Shit. But it's okay for dad to have a baby by my best friend's mom. So she has baby Jaden's onesie in her fucking hand. What? Huh? Well, guess who's back and bigger? Baby boy is back. Spence. He's gotten bigger. When first season he was a little chunky. Now he's a big boy now. So he's back and they're sitting at the table. Got to have that awkward conversation about Tony and Jaden. So Jax tells them both, we know that this was awkward and we didn't want to tell y'all. We wanted to make sure that we told you guys in our own way. She says when both of your asses was home, Spencer was like, best school break ever. His voice got deep and everything. I mean, go ahead, Spence. So Lewis tells them that they weren't trying to keep it away from them, and so uh Jax was like, she's so sorry that they couldn't figure out a way to tell them babies that sooner. You know what, I like shows that have kids on the show because as adults we look the same, but I love to see when kids like grow up, because this is only season 3 and that those two look like, well, he still looks the same. He's just let his hair grow out a little bit. He doesn't have the low cut. It's like a little fro. But I did not think that Naima was the same character, because she really has matured on the screen, but I'm sure it's the same girl. But I love looking at stuff like this. I love to see how the kids grow up, right, literally right before our very eyes. So it's cute. So Naima was like, "Oh, really?" Because I gave Dad plenty of times to tell me the fucking truth, and he didn't. You lied to me, Dad. He was like, look, baby girl, it is more complicated than you think. Look, your mom and I had a lot to work through, okay? And so she says, well, when Jaden had transitioned, there was this extra layer of trauma that they had to think about. Damn. Naima says, I went to Hattie's every single week. I saw her mama pregnant and then not pregnant. Kids be noticing every fucking thing. She's saying that bitch ain't never say shit. She kept smiling in my face like everything was fucking normal. So Naima said she was pissed. She was mad. And so Jax is like, girl, I understand that. Being angry is very normal. But we're gonna stick together as a family. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna definitely get to the other side of this whole thing. Is there anything that you want to say? Is there anything you want to ask us? Anything? Lewis is like, anything? Naima says, yeah. why do you guys like to ruin things all the fucking time? What do you mean, Goop? Boo? What's going on? Wow. She says it's like this family is never good enough for you two. Damn. So she gets up and leaves, and so J- Spence was like, "It's so great to be back home." Yeah. Ozzy with his soft-spoken self. You want me to go public with the abuse? This is the next scene. I'm telling this actor is so fucking dope. His weirdness is perfection. So he tells Ozzy that it ain't. I mean, Ozzy tells Jax it's not okay. He said this shit is gonna be everywhere. Jax was like, "Of course I know that you don't want to tell anybody about the actual abuse, but I'm afraid, baby, we are running out of any options." So Ozzy was like, "How the fuck does telling that help my case?" Bill tells him, because Bill is there too, like, people love when celebrities go down, all right? Without context, the drug and the bad behavior are yet another element of why the fuck you was acting the way you was acting, and could be used against you regarding the death of Wendy. And most of celebrities are entitled anyway, so yeah. While Jax is trying to explain to him that context is all that they have to use so that they can really use what happened to him in the past, could be a reason why he would not do it, because he had a fucked up past. He found somebody who can clean him up. There would be no way on earth that he would even, even off her if she was the one that was like that muse or that deliverer for him. You know what I'm saying? He just zones the fuck out. So she asks Brad, no, Bill, to leave so she can have a moment with Ozzy, because Ozzy has zoned the fuck out. He's scared. She says, I know how you feel for not making it feel like it was abuse, for enjoying it, for not stopping it, for allowing it to go on, for hating them and for forgiving them too, the abuser. And the only other feeling that you would have that's worse than how you feel right now is the fear of having people finding out, feeling embarrassed, the fear of them judging your ass. She said, but that embarrassment only feels real because you've been carrying that shit alone for all these years. And that we're gonna keep listening. I'm not gonna go through no more words. What else you talking about, Jack? She just tell him that, releasing that embarrassment gives you releases that fear, and all it does is get smaller and smaller because you have the power back. Like I said, her character is so good because she has an innocence. She has a very innocent look. Even from season 2 or 1, they have older pictures of her, and I don't think it's necessary. It might be her when she was younger, um, but when she has the longer hair, when they do a flashback, she looks younger. It's like she has a very innocent look. But that's a bad bitch. You hear me? And I love how they cast this particular show. So he's pretty much asking, after you release it and you free yourself, does this person still have power over you? And she was like, no, no, he does not. So he kind of like sulked a little bit in his chair. She was like, does this person still have power over you? He says it doesn't fucking matter. Damn. He says he lost any power that he had the day that Wendy died. Damn. He says, so what's next? Do I go to TZT, talk about my childhood and my abuse, or do I go to on Jennifer Hudson's show talking about my career and everything? I still don't see how Jennifer Hudson is still around. It's that spirit tunnel. It's got to be, because when I tell you Jennifer, they have dragged my good girlfriend, and I love her. I've loved her since the first year she was on American Idol, because she was thicker then. She had a big voice, and I connected with her because I was about that size. I have a big voice when I sing, and I really did connect with her. And she was funny, she was likable, but she lost the weight, and she still looks good. She never really gained all that weight back, but she is not a good talk show host. Like, who was it? Eddie Murphy or somebody was sitting there on her couch, and she asked him a question. He answered it. And she was so focused on looking at her cards, and I don't know what was going on in her fucking head. But she asked him the same question again. He was like, I just answered that question. That means that her listening skills ain't good. She don't have good listening skills. And she still has this, oh my God, y'all still love me? Surprise look on her face. It's like, y'all really do like me? Everything is so surprising that you really do like me and you love me. It's like, I don't. And she changes her looks a lot. She looks older than what she is. Um, I'm real proud of her because that girl will get invited to the Obamas at any point to go and blow the house down and sing. But I can sing too. I'm just kidding. But I don't know. The only good talk show out there is maybe Tamron, and I don't even really see her on my local channel. Of course, Sherry Shepherd. They said that Kelly Clarkson is good. She's good, but you know she went through her husband, ex-husband passing away. But Jennifer Hudson, she's. I give her 2 more good years. She might do a good 5 years in this thing. I can't see her doing Oprah Winfrey length of time, but she's just not good. She's just not good. He even said, Ozzy was like, yeah, and then I get to go down the spirit tunnel and dance. And see, that's the only good thing about her show is that fucking spirit tunnel. Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Hey, Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. So Jackson's like, no, no, no. Look, we will make sure that that information comes out officially through court, okay? So she says, it doesn't have the stench of any type of PR stunt. But before we tell the public, baby, we got to tell your mammy and pappy first. And when I tell you the fear on his fucking face, that bitch mama better not have been her. It better not have been your funky ass touching your son. Cause you look kind of off, bitch. I hope I'm cursing her out and it's empty cussing because if she did that to her son, I'm gonna be pissed. Real pissed. So we begin the court case, not the case, but picking jurors. So we got the people. Have there anybody in this court, over here in this box over here, been a victim or you have a family member that was a victim of crime? Half the people raise their hands. So they're going through the process of trying to make sure that they pick the right jurors for this baby's case. So we're not going to go through all the questions that they ask everybody. As they go through the questions of the jurors, I did see a couple of. We find out that Chad, who represents the people, his strategy is get rid of all the black men. That's his strategy. But she says she's wanting all of the religious ladies. So one lady, Jax asked, what did you like to watch in a lot of TV shows? Yeah, I love to do this. I like to watch it while I'm folding laundry and other stuff. So Jack was like, we're gonna excuse this bitch because she ain't gonna help us at all. Bitch, we got the girls back together. We got Jax, we got Autumn, we have Sally, and we have Chanel. Yes, the quads, baby. So damn, they get ready to do a shot, and damn, okay. I mean, Sally got a bob now. It looks cute on her. I like this hair on her. I don't like that. I didn't like that long hair, but I like this bob on her. So she already took her shot, and Chanel was like, "Bitch, damn, can't we even cheers first? Damn." Chanel, I mean, Sally was like, girl, I'm just so excited to see y'all, okay? And so Jax is like, to us, bitchy. To us also, finally getting our crazy schedules aligned. And to us also for prioritizing one another. And to these motherfucking shots. And Chanel says, fucking adulting. Yeah. Autumn says, into a healthy pregnancy. Is she pregnant? Because you better not be taking those shots in. We found out that she pregnant. Congratulations, Autumn. Congratulations. I love those earrings. Like, congratulations, boo. So she's like, could somebody take these shots for me? Shit. Sally was like, girl, bitch, I got you. She been drinking a lot. Hopefully she don't commit no crimes like Chanel did. So they ask her how she's doing. She said, I'm doing good. I just don't want to jinx it. So saw the doctor yesterday. Everything is fine. She said, I just don't want to talk about it. That's all right. Jack said, we're going to be praying for you, boo. We got you. We got you, honey. So then we get straight to it, baby. Chanel was like, okay, that text that talks about how the kids, Spence and Naomi, damn, Naima, found out about Jaden. Girl, I almost choked in my crouton for my salad, girl. Girl, they still mad? She was like, yeah, bitch, they mad. And the way that they found out about it, Jack says she feels so much worse. She said she talked to Naima, honey. Yeah, and it just broke her heart from the hurt in her baby girl's eyes. She said it just kills her of what the girl thinks about her now as a woman, as a mother, as a wife. No matter what I say, she will never understand how I let this shit happen. Girl, yes, cause so she around the house, honey, slamming doors, being fucking rude. And you know what, honey, I can't say shit. Autumn says, girl, the fact that you care, honey, goes a long way. Just give it some time. So Autumn was like, speaking of time, y'all, I have to go pee again. That's the one thing I don't miss about being pregnant. Peeing almost every 20 minutes. She said, but no more spilling, no more tea until I get back, all right? So Chanel was like, I go with you, girl. But same about the tea. Don't y'all spill no shit while we going now. She's telling that to Jackson Sally. As soon as they leave, I'm fucking Chris. That's what Sally tells Jack. Like in the divorce. She's like, no, like my pussy, like my vagina, no. And do not tell Chanel and Autumn, all right? He and I have been having secret sex, okay? Sally, what the fuck? Who knew that angry dick would be so good, girl? Bomb. Girl, and he's big, man. I feel that shit in every motherfucking pump. Jax was like, girl, look, I'm all about some angry makeup fucking, but do you even know if you're the only person that he's only fucking around with? I don't know, girl. Damn, Sally. Sally don't give a fuck. Why the fuck would you even ask me? Oh, I see. Now that things are solid between you and Lewis, you think that you're the only one that can be fucking happy. Oh, that is not true, Jack says. Oh, bitch, yes, it is true. Because you're a fucking hater. What? Sally, calm the fuck down, girl. You've been a fucking hater since high school. Jax is looking at this drunk bitch like, girl, I'm a lawyer. Ooh. Jack says, and you've been a hoe since high school. Shit. Now what? Now what? Now what? What? They could. Then the other two come back. So Autumn was like, "Oh, what are y'all talking about?" Jax clean that shit up quick. Who is going to be the baby's godmother? She pointed at Sally. Right, Sally? Mm-hmm. Me, Jax. Of course, we know that, honey. So they had the rest of their evening. So we get back to Jax's home. Lewis is typing on the laptop. She said, "Damn, wow. Laptop is still open. Everything okay?" He said, "Yeah." Sam confessed that he wasn't too, learned on the C++. So something that we use all on our project. All, and I was talking to his ass. All I could see was a black man squandering this opportunity. Because y'all know, if it ain't us in them spaces, it's going to be the other Browns in those places. So, yeah. Ah, Jack says, that's why your ass is up at 10 p.m. and he's not. He better be up studying like he said his friend was teaching him C++. Don't be out there clubbing, Nick. He was like, damn, I didn't even think about it like that. Jax was like, mm-hmm. She says, I believe the sending the ladder back down, too. She says, but he's the one that's going to have to do the climbing. You pull him up too hard, you both are going to be tumbling over and falling. He said facts, and this shit is hard. Yeah, that's why I was like, that coding shit, although when you get that certification, that's why I'm surprised Lewis hired him without him showing the C++ cert, because you have to take a test in order for you to get certification. But of course, you got to be trained and know the language and all that other stuff. Why did he hire him on his word? Instead of showing proof. You need to show proof, baby. You got to show proof. So she said, you know how we both have been working too hard, baby, because we are on our last roll of toilet paper, honey. You ain't lying, because I was looking at mine today. I still got big rolls from Sam's that I need to get. But I need to go back there and get some paper towels because I like to buy those in bulk. So I might have to go there today. But anyway, yeah, honey, they working way too hard. So she said I was gonna go to the store, but she said I'm gonna do Amazon subscribe and save. And so that's what she wound up doing. Bam, easy, done. Yes. So she says she's been thinking about her father and the kids. Um, she's thinking about, reintroducing her dad to them because it will remind her how they did with Tony and Jaden. It's just more lies after more lies after more lies. So Lewis was like, I get that shit. I understand. He says, but let's do this. When you truly believe that Eddie is the man that you need for him to be, then we will introduce him to the kids. All right. But until then, I think it's best for his ass to stay away. Is that a cool promise? You know? She said, yeah, she did. And I love how she tied her hair up. This show is black. You hear me? Because most of us black women, we tie our heads up from the back and then we tie it toward the front. Especially if we trying to wear our hair up in the top knot because she has braids. So I think she's probably gonna wear it up in a ponytail, or she's just trying to keep it away from her face. So she probably would have put a bonnet on it, but she just tied it up. So I love this show. It's a fucking black show. I love it. Uh-oh. So we're at Ozzy's place. So his parents come over. So you remember she said let's talk to them first before he talks about his abuse in public. So she was about to leave. Jax is like, I'll give you three a minute. He was like, no, can you stay? He wants Jax to stay. That speaks volumes. Mother, mama, you better not have touched that boy. I swear. He says, and the mother was like, well, what's going on? He says, well, my team and I have been strategizing and we think it's best that we need to talk to the world about some things. And the father was like, well, what kind of things? He was like the reason why everybody hates me and thinks that I could have hurt Wendy. So if they know that information, that could maybe change the jury's opinion about me, especially if they knew what was done to me, what I had to overcome. Damn, the poor baby. Mama said, Ozzy, you scaring me, baby. What happened? So let's see what he gonna tell us. So he does make the confession that when he was on my cousin them, that's the show, he was abused sexually. And his mother was like, by who? He says he doesn't want to say. Damn. Ozzy, tell us. His daddy was like, well, you gonna tell us? And so Jackson's like, look, y'all, look, this was very difficult for this baby to do, all right? Now this is very hard for them to do, let alone for him to accept the fact of him telling the public about what happened to him. And just so let him take baby steps. You let him be, if he's comfortable in sharing that, he will. But right now, just let him do what he's doing. You want me to respect the privacy of the person who forced himself on my boy? That's what Pop said. Well, Jackson's like, no, of course not, but we can respect the fact of what he wants to share for right now. It might not be everything, but just respect what he's sharing so far. Mama was like, well, baby, why you didn't tell us before? He was like, I wanted to. He said, but I don't know. I was just confused. Because remember, he said he enjoyed it. It was confusing. He enjoyed it. He really didn't want that shit to stop. Really. He was like, look, she made me. She, mother said, was it that fucking makeup artist? He was like, look, mom, it doesn't matter. I'm fine now. No, you're not, baby. The damn vein in your head is like protruding. You are not fine, boo. She says, are you sure about that? I don't know. I don't know, he says. Damn, that baby said he don't know. He don't know what being okay feels like, but he want to be okay. God, dog it. Whew. Their tears is just it. They playing empathetic well, but I'll be around there cussing, fussing, screaming. But I guess they have to learn how to keep it calm. They showed a really close up of that mama. Oh, no, I don't think it's her, but oh shit, I don't know. She's beautiful, and I'm not saying anything about her hair because I have my hair like that. But she gives a little, Les energy, a little bit. It wouldn't surprise me if she has a lover on the side. Yeah, I know I'll be making up shit. So, um, Dad was like, "I'm sorry, baby." He was like, "Man, Dad, you don't have to be sorry. I was honestly afraid that y'all were not going to believe me." He was like, "Baby, of course we believe you." He gave him a big old hug. And he said, we would have believed you then. And so Ozzy was like, really? It's like, yes. Mama said, yes. Sweetheart, we love you just as much then as we do now. We would have definitely believed you. Okay, we're back at the house. And so we see Mama Lou there with Naima trying to learn a TikTok dance. When you put old people in your video and they do the dance, they that shit tend to go viral. So go ahead, Naima. Go ahead and show Mama Lou so Mama Lou can show things with her little tiger print sweater on with her gray streaks, wigs. I love it. So she tries it. She's like, clearly I don't got it. She is short. How tall is Denzel then? If Pauletta is short, I wonder how tall is Denzel. He must not be that tall. So the doorbell rings. Oh, that must be the food, Grandmama says. Child, is Eddie, the grandpappy. Please, Mama Lou, please don't let him come in there and see them kids, okay? Please. And why are you showing up unannounced? What are you doing here? She says, you said you was watching the kids, and I thought it was okay for me to stop by. No, it ain't. That ain't her house. We talked about not meeting the kids until I talked to Jax. So they listening, baby. Damn. What is Jackson Lewis's home? That's what Eddie says. Mama Lou, who's at the door? Naima asks. She's like, oh shit. She lets him in. Naima, right? And Spencer. Um, I'm Jackson's dad. They looking like, what? Now, this will be the time. Remember season 1, Lewis had cameras all in the house and he was watching what was going on. This would be a good time that he should have had cameras on in the house so he could see that Mama Lou let him in. I'm your grandfather. They didn't say nothing. Like, y'all don't know how to speak? So Mama Lou was like, they're in shock. So Spence said, you the one that left my mama when she was little. Yeah, Naima says, this is kind of sus because my mama ain't say shit about you. I mean, besides you leaving. He says, I left because I was a drug addict. Edward, Mama Lou says. Mama Lou, you knew this was going to happen. That's why you didn't want him there. And I see the fear all over your face. I wonder, is Denzel about his height? Because she is a shorty dude. I mean, they not little babies, Lou. They're young adults and they deserve to tell the truth. No, they don't. It's up to their parents to share the truth with them. It ain't up to you being missing all their life and just showing up and telling them what the fuck's going on. Talking about the truth is, his addict side addiction kept him away from his family. So now that he's sober, he's wanted to get to know the family that his addiction kept him away from all these years. So you should ask for permission. Damn. Smith is like, I mean, I don't know, man. So he looks around and he sees the little TikTok setup. Eddie was like, okay, well, what's all this? Oh, yeah? He said, can you teach me? Naima was like, yeah, of course, sure, come on. So she teaches him the little steps and he gets it a little bit. So Spence was like, dang, you better than Mama Lou. So watch Naima puts him on social media and that damn Jack sees it. He was like, well, shit, I should be. I'm the one that taught her how to dance. And Mama Lou was like, why y'all ganging up on me? How long before your plans get home? We don't know and we don't care, Naima said. Naima, I'm going to say baby girl. I can't say her name. Baby girl said, "Wait, what that mean?" So Spence was like, you wouldn't get it. So he pulls out two $20 bills. He was like, if I get it, would this mean anything? Whew. We are back with Lewis. He working late at the office, so they want to get rid of old boy, the guy who don't know his C plus plus. They said they ain't had no other choice but get rid of old dude. So they made the decision. So the white guy was like, unless you tell me that he's some superstar coder that we just can't let go. And Sam hears it as he's walking in. He doesn't hear it. He's like, hey, you guys wanted to see me? Lewis is like, yeah. Did you forget to mention to us about your non-compete clause? Is there a reason why you didn't disclose that to us? Lewis said. He said he thought enough time had passed. Mm. Lewis said he was sorry. He's going to have to let him go because what he could be doing is taking secrets from that company and still having contact with his last company, I think Samsung or something like that, and share that them secrets, which could, really be very detrimental to their company. So Lewis fired his ass. This nigga. So does that mean I don't have to complete my additional training? No, nigga. Not if you. I mean, you can do it on your own, but you won't have a job here. So no. Uh-oh. The guy says, the boss man says additional training, and Sam threw him under the bus. Like, yeah, Lewis said that I had to complete some additional training. With there's additional training period without pay, and since I'm only one of three that was hired out of the development department in its history, because I was willing to give it a try because I'm committed to being part of the family here. Cliff, that is not Lewis says. Hey, that is not Sam. Step out, please. We can let the HR handle that EXP. I guess that's that old company. You can go in and get back to work. So pretty much they didn't fire him. Please don't fire Lewis. Please. Say, Lewis, you know, you're a great employee, but leadership requires a really different kind of skill set. So you have to guide your team, also remembering what's best for the company. The guy tells Lewis. Something that you need to consider if you want to still have a future here. Damn. He threw you under the bus, bro. That's what happens though. This is very the script is script, but real is real. And that's unfortunately that's what happens. It really does. I've worked in situations where I wasn't the first black there and female. And the black female that had been there for years. Everybody loved her, and you felt like being the second black employee there, that because she paved the way, that and it was always a female, because that person paved the way, you thought that they would embrace you. It just felt like she always thought that I was competing against her, or that I was it was something, and so she would throw me under the bus all the time. All the time. I was like, I cannot work under these conditions. So where I am now, I'm not the only woman of color, but I am the only black woman on my team, and I'm the first, and they love me. Now, if there's going to be anybody that comes behind me, I'm going to embrace them too. I'm definitely going to embrace them. I don't want to make them feel like, I'm the first bitch. And you ain't gonna take my spot. No, because it's only me. I'm my personality. They're them, So I've learned a lot of times from having the position of coming behind the only black woman that's on the team. And they just really feel like you are you're like some type of competition. No, girl, I'm just wanting to get paid hourly just like you do. You've been here a long time, and my company is small, so yeah, I would never do that to the any like unless the the black girl has a little attitude or whatever. But no, I would never treat them like that. So it's real, y'all. It's real. So Jax finally comes home. Mama Lou is asleep on the chair. The Amazon boxes are there. Amazon, you pay for a spot on this show. I see you. And I guess that's the toilet paper that she ordered earlier. I see y'all putting Lewis's promotion to good use. This is Mama Lou waking up talking to Jax about the toilet tissues and stuff. So she's like, Mama, this is just some auto deliveries that we. She's like, wait a minute, why am I explaining this to you, Mama? Like you gonna put me on some damn punishment or something? No, you finna put her on punishment, baby. So, as for the kids, they good, all is well. They're in their room sleep. So, yeah, nice time with Mama and Jax. But Jax said, I know what happened. Let's see what she's talking about. She's like, you do, Mama Lou says. Yeah, they told you about the whole Tony situation, didn't they? Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah. That's just a line. So she just goes on and tells her mother she doesn't know how they're going to get past this. She's going to hope and pray that they can all get back to where they were. And so uh Mama Lou was like, girl, I mean, I've done some things and me and you were able to get past it. I don't know. Speaking of forgiveness, have you spoken to your father? I mean, yeah, he called me, but I haven't called him back. The nigga want me to go to one of his shows. I don't want him to keep pushing boundaries. And Lewis does not want him to meet the kids until Pops is stable. Shit. Oh, I see. Mama Lou says like, oh shit. But I can handle Dad, Mom. Jack says, I don't want you to feel like you need to be a mediator. And I definitely don't want him to be using you to get to me. He's not doing that. He's not using me, Jacqueline. I mean, I'm not meaning it like that, Mom. Just like you said, you can handle Eddie, so can I. I mean, how about you call him back so that we won't have to be having these type of conversations? Jax was like, mm-hmm. Mama Lou leaves. Goodbye. So yeah, nope. Um, Mama Lou leaves and that's it. So we're over at Ozzy's house, and so we see Kristen, which is Ozzy's sister, and Daniel looking at some guy wearing different wigs and doing a lot of stuff. I guess he's on TikTok. Is that Alex? Because he has a lot to lose too. I don't know. So she's like, "Oh my God, you got to see this part. This part is so funny." So she's leaning on Daniel, her little booty shorts on, all curled up on him, and he's looking like, "Girl, don't, girl, girl." He's like, "Damn, okay." So she turns off the phone and she says, "You love trying to seduce me?" He was like, no, I think you got a really great laugh. It's cute." She trying to talk about the case. You guys find what you were looking for with Byron? So he did say, although he wasn't with his brother that night, he did confirm that Ozzy rarely even bought any stuff from him. So yeah. So she said, that's true. So how are you going to find this person? Daniel was like, I don't know, no clue, because your brother is not an open book. So she was like, yeah, that's true, until he got famous. And so much things make sense now that we know about his abuse, that he played a kid that had so much big and personality, and now he's a guarded introvert. She was like, well, that could be the reason why he used to journal. So Daniel was like, wait, does he still journal? What are you guys doing? Because they was all on top of each other, not literally, but they was really close. This is Ozzy interrupting them. Yeah. She says just talking. So she wants to know where Dr. Garner is, and I guess he's packing up. So they want to talk about let's get him some food, let's get something to eat. So I'm also good on the babysitting. Because Ozzy said he wasn't hungry, so he's also good in the babysitting. So you can go ahead and pack up. You can go, you can leave. And I guess I'll see you when I see you. Daniel says, I guess I should talk to Jax. I'll talk to Jax. Little crazy smile. Ozzy is a crazy boy. He is so good. So I guess it finds out that Kristen likes to fuck up with a lot of his friends and stuff because he was like, that dude, he's on my legal team, so don't be fucking up the shit, all right? Because Daniel already left, so we asked Dr. Gardner, how is he? Yeah, he's under a lot of stress. They talk about Ozzy like he ain't even sitting there, but he's sitting right there. My suggestion is medical grade cannabis with some therapeutic options for his anxiety and his addiction cravings. And so Ozzy was like, I'll take what the fuck I can get. So we are at court. The juries have been picked. We see people outside the courthouse. Ozzy's innocent. And yeah, they're on their way. It all starts, baby. So Daniel calls Kristen to see if she was home. And she says, he was like, are you near Ozzy's condo? He feels like one of his notebooks dropped out while he was there the night before. So he needs to get it. You know what he's really there to look for? Ozzy's notebook, not his. She was like, okay, okay, okay. I'm actually stuck in the valley for the next hour, but Ozzy does have a spare key. So he's going to use the spare key to go in there. So he made it seem like that he really needed to get in there. He says, you might have saved your brother's life. Nah, you trying to find that damn journal. Hopefully he finds it. Sorry about that. They're still picking jurors. But anyway, Daniel was at the house at Ozzy's condo and found all the journals. So he just took it and then he just shoved it all in the bag. So he cool. He got everything that he needs. So they're going to have to read through those journals to see if he name dropped or anything. Hopefully he did. So the next scene we see Lewis at work. What's going on, Ball? Sam comes in. I need for you to control the mechanisms and the blah, blah, blah. Lewis is smart. He's probably spitting all these terms at Sam, knowing good and fucking well that Sam don't know what the fuck he talking about. He says, I just emailed your ass the reports and they're still fucking wrong. You have until the end of the day to make the necessary adjustments. And if there ain't, then you can expect a write-off from me. So it's like that, Sam says. Lewis is like, I don't know what else you expect it to be. That's a leader for that ass. Lead, Lewis, lead. So he gets home, and so Jackson's like, oh shit, it's Sam again. Yeah, he still don't know how to do his fucking job. He says, he like, I don't even give a fuck about him no more. I'm about my job. He said, I'm on that fuck some bitch shit right there. That goofy ass, snitch ass. She's like, all right now, nigga, you know when I love that when that thug in you come out, honey. I told that motherfucker. I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. I mean, he don't know about you, boo. Mwah, they kiss each other. Yeah, I like it with my boo, but he be get acting thug because he was. If you got like a bad neighborhood where you live, that's my boo. Very smart though, but he's very aware. Don't get it twisted. Don't let the smooth taste fool you, baby. He was like, man, you are wild, but thank you, baby. I needed that. You're welcome, boo. So, everybody cooked and everything. Well, Jax cooked for the kids. They come in there ready to eat the spaghetti. He was like, "This is the most part that he missed the most was the home cooking." And so he was like, "Oh, sorry, Naima, but yeah." So this is what Spencer said. So they all happy. She was like, "Wow, this is really bussing. Maybe I can help next time." That's what baby girl says. And so uh Jax is like, "Okay, sure." They're waiting, probably waiting for her to talk about her father. They you know those kids always working together on some bullshit. Yo, how come y'all ain't never tell us how cool Grandpa Eddie is? That's what Spencer says. And so Lewis is like, excuse me? Yeah, he was over here yesterday when Mama Lou was here. We talked to him about all the dope stuff. Actually, all the Tony stuff, and he just gets it. He gets it. Yeah. And he actually kind of helped them get it too. That's what Spencer says. And he's like, I like him. He's pretty dope. He's cool. Oh, and they was ready to say grace. They look like two innocent babies. Jackson Lewis is like, the fuck? She ain't say shit about that nigga being over here. Lewis was like, why didn't y'all go ahead and get started without us? And he looks at Jackson's like, we'll be right back. Oh, they said their grace without them. So Lewis says, yep, they walked in another room. This is exactly what the fuck he was talking about. He's getting too close. Because they're afraid of him getting close to them and then just leaving them. You know, that's going to be a disappointment to them babies. She says, "Hey, look, he was like, what, you don't agree?" She was like, look, I'm just trying to be open. That's all I'm trying to do. And the kids are not as mad at us anymore. So, and he's responsible for that. I'm just trying to take the emotion out of it. So you trying to give him credit, Lewis says. She's like, no, I'm not trying to say that at all, baby. Look, a win is a win, honey. We agree to boundaries, Jax. I know, she says, but if we keep trying to keep my father out of the kids' lives after he just showed the fuck up, they're going to wind up hating us all over again. So you pretty much fine with the man who's pretty much disappointed you your entire life coming in here and being close to the kids. She says she wants to believe in the good for once instead of always believing that that he's setting them up for something. So she says it's going to be okay. And leaves. Next day, we see Bill dropping off his kids at what's her name's house? The strain, yeah, her Kelly, something like that. Yeah, they found out that dad took them to the pier and they won. They rode the roller coaster 5 times and they won some stuffy animals. And oh, sis, honey, she kind of thick in the hips, honey. I can see why Bill wants to stay home with her. So they also finished the mission project that they were trying to work on. He was like, "Yep, got it finished." Bill pulls out this really cute, nice big house. Yay! So the baby girl sounds like she has asthma because she asked him, "Do you have Sloan's inhaler?" So they got her name is Kendra. That's the wife. So yeah, they seem to be in a good place right now. So he talked to one child's coach and they did the project. He brought them something to eat. He says, "Now I might not have remembered the peonies, but as far as the flowers, but I'd be damned if I forget that you love your oxtail with peppers." I was like, "Yes, oxtail with peppers. Shit, you might have me. I order something today. I already have some jerk chicken. Shit, I might give me some oxtails." She thanked them and she was like, and he was like, "See you later, Ken." She's like, "See you later, Bill." That's how you do it. You need to just show up, do what you're supposed to do, even beyond that. And that's when we're gonna be like, "Hey, Bill." So she goes in the house with her food, honey. So he comes back and sits in his car and smiles. Yeah, he want to feed that thick chocolate queen. Damn, Lewis comes over there to the club where Eddie and the boys is outside taking their little smoke break. Half of them niggas feel like I've seen them before. "What's up, Lewis? What's going on?" Eddie says, "I want you to stay gone and be gone for good." God dog it, Lewis. Them kids is just getting him on the road, at least talking to y'all because of what you did, fucking around with Tony, which was cool, but you got the bitch pregnant. That's a small circle. And now you're gonna God dog it, Lewis. And I forget which one who told me. One of y'all said that y'all remember that you didn't watch him on Hit the Floor. He was so good on Hit the Floor. He had like a swag about him that was so cool on Hit the Floor. And he has it here now, but he was a basketball player, had all this money, and he, fell for this real innocent cheerleader. It was so good. I hate that they cut off Hit the Floor, but I used to love to watch that show. I really did. Are you sure about that? So Lewis was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking sure." I was very clear. And Eddie was like, "You know what, Lewis? I almost had a touch of respect for your ass. Then you wanted to drag your old virtuous ass like hell on a holiday, like you better than me, nigga. You the one that went out there and fucked around on your wife. At least I took my shit show on the road, but your ass stomping your funky ass, dirty ass drawers all up in the house, shitting where you motherfuckers sleep. At least I was there," Lewis said. "At least I was there, being a stepping up, being a father, being a husband, a man. I wouldn't think a real man would let my daughter get bent over and kidnapped by some fucking felon, and then get some bitch from the PTA pregnant." Child, Lewis said like he was finna pop off. "Lewis, you ain't gonna do shit." He's squeezing his fist, shit, blinking, backing up like he finna do something. "Lewis, you ain't doing shit. You talking about my kids, about my business in my fucking house?" Ooh, he said, "Your fucking house. You mean the house that my daughter pays the mortgage for?" Ooh, he said, "Nigga, you coming in here and claiming an HNIC. You can't even claim head of household on the fucking taxes. I swear to God. You lucky you Jackson's father, because I would have your old ass laying on the fucking ground," Lewis said. "But I am her father. That's why we both know you ain't gonna do shit. But shut the fuck up and play on them little fucking video games." This is so good. I have my Shar side. Of course, I'm Shar, all girl. But this my Sean, oh the motherfucker, nigga, so nigga, bye. Eddie says. Eddie was like, "You can take your ass home for dinner, son. Better get on running. Skip to the loo, my motherfucking darling. Bye. That meal won't cook itself." Ooh, he carried him all in front of Eddie's boys. Like, "Lewis, go ahead, get back in your Maserati, nigga, and just go with your ponytail. Them old niggas would have jumped your ass, left you there, and just pissed on you right after." So right after that, we see Daniel in his car reading through Ozzy's journals, and he sees something. So he calls Jax and says, "I've been looking through Daniel's journals, baby, and you ain't gonna believe this." She's like, "What's that?" He said, "Hear this." So he reads what's one of the journal entries. "I feel so betrayed. All of my trust completely broken, and then morphs over to Ozzy's voice. How could Wendy do this to me? I didn't know what else to do. I had to let Monica come over. But even at my weakest point, I was finally able to tell her no. I haven't been able to tell her no since I was 13. Let me stop writing because I'm too fucking high for this shit. Yes, it was Monica, aka Brandy, fucking him since he was 13, you dirty bitch. She says, I know this is a lot and the trial starts tomorrow, but we'll get through it together. While all this is happening, he's sitting there smoking and going through his little peace pipe. He says, I miss Wendy. She says, I'm sorry that she's gone, but I'm here. And did she give him that old big old damn pipe? She says, maybe I've had one too many. She's been rubbing all on his chest and shit. Dirty old bitch. Mess with that baby. I figured that's the reason why he liked them old 90s songs, because that bitch looked like she was the one who introduced him to all those old early 2000 songs like Thong Song and all that other shit. She probably liked it. She probably was playing that shit in the background while she was messing with his old baby. That damn bitch takes off her clothes and all you see is a thong on and she walks away. Time for bed, Ozzy. That old bitch. All right, that's the end of episode number 4, honey. Friend or foe? I knew it was her. I knew it was her stink ass. Fucking with that baby since he was 13. Man, all right. Let me go ahead and get this uploaded. And I will see y'all in the next episode, episode number 5. All right, bye.